the forest, citing safety concerns. The government is distancing itself from the move, but protesters are accusing it of trying to protect miners. As Lexi Metrel reports.
A battle has been raging between protesters and miners in the northwest of New South Wales over two state forests. The Lead Forest, where Whitehaven Coal is building the Maules Creek mine, and the Pilliga, where Santos is drilling for coal seam gas. Georgina Woods is a spokeswoman for the Lead Forest Alliance group of protesters. She says more and more people have flocked to the lead demonstration in recent months, and 120 protesters have been arrested there since December.
Since December, there have been a series of activities interrupting the construction work of the mine, and that's really because there are ongoing questions about the accuracy of the work that Whitehaven did on their biodiversity offsetting, and calls for the Federal Environment Minister to stop the work there. And while those calls are remaining unaddressed by the Federal Environment Minister, people on the ground are having to step in and do his job for him by taking this peaceful action.
That's involved people chaining themselves to bulldozers to try to prevent clear felling of the area. Now, the Lead State Forest and swathes of the Pilliga have been closed to the public. Protesters say their activities have been peaceful, but the New South Wales state-owned Forestry Corporation says it closed the areas after police raised a range of safety concerns. In a statement, the Forestry Corporation says,
Forestry Corporation has a responsibility to address concerns raised by the authorities and to act in the interests of public safety, and has closed the areas accordingly.
Sheep grazier and anti-coal seam gas campaigner Tony Pickard has lived on a property in the middle of the Pilliga State Forest for more than a decade.
I believe that the forests have been closed to stop members of the public from actually having enjoyment out there, and also from seeing any activities that Santos might do that may be of an illegal nature.
The New South Wales state-owned Forestry Corporation says that they close the forests at the request of police. Have you ever seen the Pilliga Forest closed at the request of police before?
Never. Now, we've only been here since 1998, and we've never seen that. We've had forest fires, we've had bushfires, we've had everything up here. And the forest has never been closed in this particular area, certain sections, but not the entire forest.
The Forestry Corporation says unauthorised people will be fined $2,200 for entering the forests. State Greens MP Jeremy Buckingham says Santos, Whitehaven and their contractors are still allowed in.
These forests have effectively been privatised. They've been handed over to Santos, the gas developer, and Whitehaven Coal, and I think that's an outrage to privatise these forests, to destroy these forests, and the community can't even go in there to protest or see what these companies are doing.
But these companies have got approval to do the activities that they're doing. Shouldn't they be able to do that unfettered now that they have actually received that approval?
I don't think so. The community doesn't think so. Those approvals are being contested in courts. Those approvals, we think, are flawed.
Coal seam gas has been a contentious issue in New South Wales, and the state government recently put a 6-month freeze on any new CSG exploration. Protester Georgina Woods says the government's taking an ad hoc approach to the issue.
The state government is sort of playing catch-up in trying to respond to swelling and growing community concern about the coal seam gas industry particularly, but about the fossil fuel industry more broadly. But they're yet to really get on top of the issue and act decisively to prevent these companies from doing irreparable damage, both to public forests but also to groundwater.
The government's distanced itself from the closures. The office of the New South Wales Police Minister, Michael Gallagher, says it's had no involvement in the matter. Spokesmen for Santos and Whitehaven say the companies didn't discuss the matter with police.
Lexi Metrel reporting.
Well, I guess that might be where that blue and white Eurocopter on long skids was going, headed west a couple of days ago. I did check by landline and it had not been operating in the Man River the day that I saw it. So let's get this straight. Whitehaven Coal is clear felling the last critically endangered species habitat for white box grassland in the world on the idea of a bodgy biodiversity offset plan drawn up around absolutely false maps. The state government has approved the clear felling and the mining operation, even though there's an appeal against the approval currently afoot in the Land and Environment Court on the grounds that all of the data in all of the biodiversity offset mapping, which allegedly allowed the mine to go ahead with no damage to the environment in the overall long-term scale. Even though that court case is afoot, they're allowing the mine to happen in the meantime, and the theory is, according to the government, according to the police and according to Santos and Whitehaven Coal, it's going to be cheaper for them to pay the fine after they wipe out any critically endangered habitat than it is to go and dig their coal mine somewhere else where there's no critically endangered habitat over the top, but the coal isn't as thick in the ground, the ore isn't as good. So they would rather just destroy that patch of the environment and pay a fine afterwards than dig their coal mine somewhere else. And this is in a world where the price of coal is actually falling because the global economy is collapsing and there's less and less demand. And the whole idea of fracking in New South Wales is so that there can be more gas to deliver to the Queensland export facility that's about to be built, which will connect Australia into the world gas market so that Australians can pay 300% the price that they're paying now. Because at the moment, there's only a small market and there's a lot of gas in Australia, so the price is pretty low. You know, $2.50 a kilogram retail for LP gas. So the people who live around the Pilliga forest, they're pretty pissed off at the idea that the state forest is being locked up for the benefit of the multinational mining corporations, and the forests are being locked up by State Forestry Department at the behest of the police and everybody in charge of locking the forest up and keeping the people away so nobody can see what's going on. Everybody is denying responsibility. The police say, oh, it's not us, it's forests. State forests say, oh, no, it's not us, the police asked us. And Parliament in New South Wales says, oh, it's nothing to do with us, you know, we're the government. The mining companies say, oh no, we're just digging the hole in the ground. It stinks. It epitomises everything that's wrong with allowing the Chamber of Commerce to take over the Liberal Party and the National Party and then letting them get into government so that they can alter the rules by which life is conducted in favour of the shareholders making a bigger profit. Because that's what's happening. That is what's happening. The Chamber of Commerce has taken over the parliamentary wing of the Liberal and National Party, and they think they've been elected to change the laws in favour of the shareholders making a bigger profit. They have no other priority. It's enough to give diarrhoea the shits, actually. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.